Once upon a time, in a quiet little village surrounded by high mountains, there lived a 24-year-old young man named Ethan. From the outside, Ethan's life seemed ordinary, but inside his mind was like a restless storm. Thoughts came and went without pause, filling him with uneasiness and leaving him drained. He carried the weight of his past mistakes on his shoulders, replaying them again and again, and he constantly worried about what the future might bring. His nights were sleepless, his days felt heavy, and even his smile, once bright, had long faded from his face. The more he tried to push away his thoughts, the stronger they seemed to come back. Every day felt like he was battling invisible winds that never stopped. He wanted to find peace, to feel light inside his heart, but no matter how hard he tried, calmness always slipped away. One evening, Ethan overheard travelers speaking about a faraway village hidden in the hills. They said that a wise old man named Mr. Whitman lived there. Long ago, Mr. Whitman had been a well-known psychologist in the bustling city. He had helped countless people find clarity and balance in their lives. But as the years passed, he left the noisy city behind, choosing instead a life of quiet in nature. Even in his old age, people said he still guided those who came seeking answers. Hearing this story, Ethan's heart stirred with both curiosity and hope. Perhaps this old sage could show him the path to peace. The thought took root and would not let go. After days of wrestling with his restless mind, Ethan finally decided that he must make the journey. With nothing but determination and a longing for peace, he set out on the long and tiring road toward the village in the hills. The journey was not easy. Ethan walked for days, climbing rocky paths and crossing narrow trails that twisted through the hills. At night, he rested under the stars, his body weary, but his mind still crowded with restless thoughts. Yet the hope of meeting Mr. Whitman kept him moving forward. Finally, after many days of travel, he reached the village that people had spoken about. It was a small, quiet place surrounded by greenery, where the air felt fresher and time seemed to move more slowly. At the far end of the village, Ethan saw a little house almost hidden beneath climbing vines and tall trees. On the porch of the house sat the old man himself, eyes gently closed, breathing as though the whole world was at peace within him. His face was lined with age, but there was a calm glow about him, as if the years had only deepened his serenity. Ethan approached slowly, his voice soft and uncertain. "Grandfather," he said respectfully, "my mind is very restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" Mr. Whitman opened his eyes slowly, and a quiet smile spread across his face. His presence was calm, like the still surface of a lake untouched by wind. He studied Ethan for a moment before speaking. "So, you are searching for peace," he said in a gentle voice. "Then come with me. I will give you a small task." He led Ethan into the little yard beside his house. There, he picked up a glass and filled it with water until it was brimming at the edge. The water trembled, so full that the slightest shake would make it spill. Handing the glass to Ethan, he said, "Take this glass, walk to the edge of the village, and then return here. But remember, not a single drop of water must fall." Ethan looked at the glass with surprise. His hands tightened around it, and for a moment, doubt flickered across his face. But then he nodded, determined to do his best, and carefully began his walk. Ethan stepped carefully onto the narrow village road, the glass trembling in his hands. The path was lively, children were laughing and chasing one another, merchants called out to customers, and dogs barked loudly as carts rolled by. Yet Ethan kept his eyes fixed only on the glass. Each step was slow and deliberate, his breath steady, his focus unbroken. The world around him seemed to blur, but the water remained clear and still. People who saw him carrying the brimming glass paused with curiosity, but no one disturbed him. They understood he was being taught something important. After what felt like a long walk, Ethan finally returned to the porch where Mr. Whitman waited patiently. Holding out the glass with relief, he said, "Grandfather, I did it. I did not spill even a single drop." The old man nodded with a knowing smile. "That is good," he said softly. "But tell me, as you walked, did you notice the children playing by the roadside? Did you hear the dogs barking? Did you see the busy shopkeepers calling out?" Ethan looked startled. He shook his head. "No," he admitted. "I did not see or hear anything. My eyes were only on the glass. Mr. Whitman leaned back, his smile warm and gentle. That, my son, the secret. When your mind stays in the present moment, it has no space for fear, no room for confusion, no weight of past regrets or future worries. Just as you focused only on the water in the glass, your mind became still. For those moments, you were not sad about yesterday nor anxious about tomorrow. You were simply here. Slowly, Ethan understood. Peace was not something to be found in distant places. It was already within him, waiting to be uncovered when he lived fully in the moment. Bowing his head in gratitude, he whispered, "Now I see. If I want calmness, I must keep my mind in this very moment. That is where real peace lives." As the sun began to set, birds returned to their nests, and the last golden light touched the earth. Ethan walked back through the village, no longer the restless young man who had first arrived. His steps were lighter, his heart calmer. At last, he had learned how to quiet his mind.